Wish you all a happy learning. Welcome to the lecture series on relational data models, presented by Dr. M. Nirmala, Associate Professor, MCA Department, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Data models. What is actually a data model? A data model is an organizing principle that specifies particular mechanism for data storage and retrieval. How do we perform the concept of storing the data and retrieving the data? And what is the organizing principle we follow in order to store and retrieve? And in order to make the difference between various data models, we will be explicitly giving up the representations on relationships, constraints among data elements. And the various data models which are available is hierarchical model, relational model, graph model, etc. And in the next coming series, we will be discussing on relational model. What is basically a relational model, or what is a relation? A relation is something which has been stored in the form of a table. A relation is otherwise being called as a table, and every relation should have a specific name in order to identify it. And a relation can otherwise be also called as an object or table. And here we have represented a relation, and the relation is represented by the name called as employee with the appropriate fields ID, e-name, salary, bonus, and department. What is a tuple, record, or row? In general, a relation or a table is a collection of rows and columns. A single entry in a table is called as a tuple, or we represent it as a record or row. And a tuple in a table is represented by a set of related data. For example, here in this employee table, there are four rows or four tuples named as James Potter row, Ethan McCarthy row, Emily Rayner row, and Jack Abraham row. And all the informations relevant to James Potter, that is his salary, his bonus, and department, everything comprises of a single row. So the related informations of James Potter is stored in row number 1, and subsequently the other informations are also represented. So a single entry in a table with its appropriate set of related data is called as a tuple or a record. Next comes with attributes. As we said that a table is a collection of rows and columns. Now coming to the columns. Otherwise the columns is represented by the name attributes or by the name field. So an attribute is a column in the given table, and it is going to specify the name of the information. It is going to specify the specific information of an object or an table entry. For example, salary, e-name, ID, date of joining, date of birth, etc. So in this example, we have five different attributes called as ID, e-name, salary, bonus, and department. Attributes. So as for the example, the employee table comprises of five attributes called as ID, e-name, salary, bonus, and department. Cardinality of the relation. What do you mean by cardinality of the relation? The number of records in a table or the number of records in a relation is called as the cardinality. So as per the given representations, this particular table comprises of four rows, which means the cardinality of the relation is equal to 4. So it specifies the number of records or rows or tuples that is represented by cardinality of the table. Next comes with the degree of the relation. Degree of the relation refers to the number of columns of a particular table. In this particular table, the number of columns are ID, e-name, salary, bonus, and department. So it comprises of 5 columns, which means the degree of the employee table is equal to 5. Null attribute. A particular column or a particular cell which does not have any value is called as a null attribute. So the attribute that is currently not known to you right now is called as a null attribute. In this particular table, Emily Rayner's bonus is not known, and so we call it as a null attribute. And to go with an overall conclusion of the presentation, what is a row? The single entry in a table, we call it as a row, and it is otherwise represented as rows, records, or tuples. And columns is the each and individual specific fields which is available in the particular table. We call it as attributes or columns or fields. And to move on with cardinality, cardinality refers to the number of records in a particular table. As per this employee table, the cardinality of the relation is equal to 4 and degree of the relation is equal to 5, which means it comprises of 5 columns, that is ID, e-name, salary, bonus and department. Thanks for watching. Wish you a happy learning.